Hey guys, you're going to have to bear with me and my audio. I cannot get the microphone that I brought to work. So it's literally my MacBook Pro microphone. So I apologize. Thank you so much, Mimi Shell, for your super chat. And welcome everyone. I cannot believe the verdict is in. So I want to give you guys my prediction. And I hope I don't sound too bad. And I hope you can't hear my brother in the background because he's really loud. But I'm guessing guilty on the conspiracy, but not guilty on the first degree murder.
Just help a brother out here.
Just help a brother out here. And I don't have my headphones. I don't have anything, so I hope it sounds okay. All right, awesome. So we're just waiting. Judge Boyce is going to open this up on his YouTube channel. So I'm just waiting for him to open up the feed. He did a test earlier. And when he did the test, they showed all the different views. So I'm going to start a poll. Could you hear him? He's so loud. And now my computer, fan is on. It's just, I wasn't set up. I'm not in the hotel yet. So I'm, whatever. Okay, I'm going to put a poll in. So give me 2 seconds because I got to think about all the answers that I want to put in. And thank you, Disney. And I'm so glad to watch this with all of you. Yes, they just did a test. It was just a test. All counts, only conspiracy. Because I don't think they're going to find her guilty of murder and not the conspiracy. I think if she's found guilty of murder, then she's definitely going to be found guilty of conspiracy. So I think if she's found innocent of murder, she could still be found guilty of conspiracy. So I'm giving you 3 choices just because that's the only thing I can come up with. So it's either she's guilty on all counts, she's guilty of only conspiracy, or not guilty. Because I think if she gets found guilty of murder, she's going to be guilty of everything. Thanks, Shell. So I'm thinking conspiracy only, and I feel like that was all they proved. Nothing that they had Lori there. They had a single piece of hair on the outside of the bags on the duct tape of JJ, who was in his pajamas. And we all know that our kids' pajamas, the fabric of those pajamas, it tends to pill and capture hair. So if it's a piece of hair from his pajamas, I think that could be explained away. I think it can be explained away. I'm not saying that I think she's innocent. Thanks, Mary. And I'm not saying that I think she didn't do it or didn't think she was involved, but they didn't prove that she was involved, in my opinion. I just feel like there could have been, and her defense, I think, could have done more for her. I feel like her defense could have came out and said, well, she was in Hawaii when Tammy died. Or she was in Arizona when Tammy, wherever she was. They could have said she wasn't even there. And they have the text from Chad showing Chad telling Lori about his wife dying. It wasn't the opposite. It wasn't vice versa. It was Chad telling Lori, and Chad had told Melanie before Lori was even in the picture that his wife was going to die before she was 50. So that wasn't a Lori thing. That was way before Lori. So I don't think we can get her on Tammy's death because he was already planning that she was going to die before he met Lori. I think the fraud and all that is just a given. I think those don't even matter. Betsy, I'm glad you agree, because I don't feel they proved her guilt on anything, to be honest, other than the fraud. I mean, they proved that she changed Tylee's bank account and was getting Tylee's money. But then you have to flip the coin and you have to be like, okay, well, if she wasn't aware where her children were, why wasn't she looking for them? Why wasn't she out looking, or why wasn't she asking where they were? But how do we know, I mean, in all reality, because they didn't prove this, how do we know that Chad didn't tell her that him and Alex had the kids somewhere safe? Not saying that that's the truth, but they didn't prove that she knew. I don't feel they proved that she knew anything. And if you listen to everything and you caught those texts between Chad and Lori, where Lori is literally asking him about everything. He was the ringleader, in my opinion. Really, Grandma? Wait. Good job, mods. F you too, motherfucker. If I had my sound box, I'd give it right back to you, motherfucker. Idiots. Oh, look what I found.
Fuck directly off.
There you go. Oh my God, I have it on this computer, you guys. We have our Scott H soundbite again. We have our Scott. That's for you, Grandma.
Fuck directly off.
Oh, I think the state did a shit job. Shit. They had freaking witnesses that lied, that were protected. If you want my honest opinion, Melanie G, or Melanie Warlock, she's more dangerous than anybody, and she's loose. She's out on the loose, gathering people for the 144,000. And I think that Lori is still in love with Chad. I don't know, some grandma just told me to F off. Silence. I can't believe he put on zero defense. Is this to give her a chance at appeal? I don't think so. I don't think so, because they had to talk that over with her, right? They had to make sure that she agreed, and I don't think you can use that. He's not live yet. I just refreshed. I don't think you can use that as a defense for an appeal. But how do we know that she wasn't brainwashed? I'm just saying, like, they didn't prove, and it's not the defense's burden to prove her innocence. It's the state's burden to prove her guilt. And I just don't feel like they did that. I just don't feel like they did that. So if she's found not guilty on all charges, I won't be surprised. Because thank God it's not a death penalty case. Because if the death penalty was on the table, she'd get off. Because you could not put someone to death based on what they showed. Mary P., I think Lori's lack of emotion in telling Colby it'll all work out. You'll find the truth one day. I think that's going to work in Lori's behavior. I think Lori comes across as a true believer. Yep, I think she comes across as someone who was lost and Chad Daybell took advantage of. And I think she felt like that was not going to be happening. Like, they just started deliberating yesterday. If it's live in 3 minutes, why isn't he live? They said it would be on his YouTube channel, but why wouldn't he be live already? Unless that's why they did just the test. Let me see what's going on Nate's channel. Oh, okay, he's not talking, so he's just sitting there standby. Okay. Well, I'm just glad, because if he had court feed, I was going to get worried, but he doesn't. Oh, no, I'm not excusing it at all, Jimmy Rhino. Don't get me wrong. I think this woman is responsible. I mean, as mothers, we are responsible for our kids. So you don't rely on your brother and you don't rely on your boyfriend, Chad, to take care of them. You make sure they're taken care of. If they need to be safe, you make sure they're safe. So maybe that's how the jury will think too. And I've got Boyce's thing right here. So let me know if you guys see it come up, because Boyce is not live on YouTube yet. I don't know. This might break the internet. This might break YouTube today. Do you think the jury is thinking the same way? It's hard to imagine that they are all mature adults who are enlightened enough to understand. I know, but people get duped every day. And from all intents and purposes, I think Chad Daybell had at least 20,000 followers that believed his nonsense. See, I won't be so shocked, Potato. I'm more worried about anyone who comes in contact with Melanie Gibb or this Thor person or David Warlock. I mean, they are still out there thinking they're gathering and believing these same beliefs. And I don't think Lori wanted to turn on Chad. I think Lori was telling her lawyers she did not want to throw her husband under the bus. And you heard yesterday in the closing arguments when they totally at the end there, Archibald went for Chad. She was visibly pissed. I'm sorry, the audio sounds different. I know. I'm just on a MacBook. It's starting? Okay. Let me refresh. Yep, here we are. We're live, guys. I'm going to mute. I love how creators are posting in the chat to try to get people from Boyce's thing. Hey, come to my channel. All right, let me... Bear with me, guys. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm probably not with the best feed, but you guys are my peeps, so thank you for being here. We're going to make this full screen here. And I apologize if you hear my brother talking about food. And by the way, I want to thank everyone who helped me get up here. They are live, so we're just waiting for them to open it up. But I wanted to tell you, 10 minutes before I left yesterday, a freaking pipe burst underneath my house. And we are live with Judge Boyce. I'm going to refresh just to make sure I'm not missing anything. This is so nerve-wracking. Okay. 4,366 people watching in Boyce's chat. All right, I've got to see what you guys are thinking in the poll. Hello, beautiful Cheryl. Okay, there we go. Now I'm all set. Yes, they did a test. It was just a test. And they had everything set up. So, yes, Mike Sanner, to answer your question from like 10 minutes ago, I did see that Brian Koberger, May 22nd, 11 a.m. He asked for more time as they gave him an hour. No, they didn't even know who Lori Vallow was, Mary P. Okay, so you guys, 74% of you say all counts guilty. 25% of you say only on the conspiracy charges and probably the fraud. And 1% say not guilty. With 166 votes coming in hot. Yeah, a burst pipe. And get this. Our shutoff was broke. And we couldn't get the water off. And it was spewing out at 200 gallons per hour. All night freaking long. Someone's calling me on WhatsApp. I don't even have WhatsApp. How do I get a call on WhatsApp when I don't have WhatsApp? Who's calling me on WhatsApp? Weird. I don't have it. Aiden Fucci's mom. Yeah. Aiden Fucci's mom got 30 days in jail and 5 years probation for tampering with evidence. Oh, it was horrible. I'm just sick over it. Am I only in one ear of your guys' ears? Now am I in two ears? Or just one? Hello, hello. Oh, it was a plea deal? I hope they fix our bill because I'm already thinking this is weird. Or this is going to be a bad bill, not this is weird. Hey, Speculation, welcome. I don't know what's going on. We're 5 minutes into the live stream and we have not opened up court yet. Is it the same on Nate's channel too? Oh, it's grandma? I should call it back. Oh, it's an NFT company. Mary P. Oh, good. It's both ears. I have someone turn on hose full blast for a day. My bill was up. Oh my God, Cheryl, don't tell me that. I am literally just sick. And it was 10 minutes before I left. I was watering my flowers before I left. I was planting flowers on the side of the house. And when I turned off the hose, I heard water running still. And I was like, oh no. Thank you, Cheryl. They said it could be a little bit longer. Okay. I know Letitia's judge was the best. I don't have flood insurance. I do not. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're not missing anything. Nope, Judge Werner would not be late. But at least the Tristan case, at least she took the plea deal before Mother's Day and didn't keep it going on. At least that whole thing is completed before this Mother's Day, so they don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. The court proceedings. Do you guys hear a lot of background noise? I'm just curious. I'm going to try something here. How's that? Is that better? Oh, I guess I got to take that off of Streamlabs. Join us every day for full coverage of the Letitia Stalk trial. These will all be done, and then we can focus on Koberger. And just as a reminder, on Monday, I'm going to be doing the Crumbly hearing here in Michigan. So make sure that you're subscribed and click that bell or whatever you got to do to get notifications. I believe it's at like 9 a.m. Eastern in the morning. Is it better? Okay, cool. Good, I'm glad. Homeowners insurance is already so expensive. Hey, Megan. Glad you're here. It's all complete. The gang is all here now. BK's trial starts June 26th. Oh, so get this. Get this. I can't remember what I was going to say now because I read Mike's thing. Yeah, our shutoff was broke. Like the shutoff, the valve didn't close. It's a nightmare. I will get it scheduled. I just have to figure out. Lizzie! Hey, Lizzie! Lizzie Bones! Now the gang is all here. I will get it up by tonight. What was said about what plea deal? I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh, Monday. Gosh, I'm so sorry, Julie. That is awful. That is one of my worst fears. Here we go. Oh, what is this? Why is it so little? What the heck is this? Do we even have sound? Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to mute you guys. Here we go. Who is she talking to?
Just help a brother out here.
All rise. District Court's now in session. Honorable Stephen Boyce, Judge presiding. Thank you. Please be seated. All right, good afternoon, everyone. We are going on the record. Madam Court Reporter, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, thank you. This is case CR 22-21-1624, State of Idaho versus Lori Noreen Vallow. The matter before the court today is for a verdict in the jury trial that's been conducted over the last several weeks in this case. The court will note on the record, prosecution is here represented by Mr. Wood, Ms. Blake, and Ms. Smith. The defense, Mr. Archibald, Mr. Thomas are present, as well as the defendant who is present. The court's been advised that the jury has reached a verdict at this time. Is the state ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Let's have the jurors brought in, please. While the jurors are being brought in, I'd like to indicate that this matter is being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel. In addition, the court's existing conduct order is in effect, and everyone needs to comply with that conduct order. This verdict has several counts. The court is going to require that all in attendance abstain from any sort of loud outbursts or sounds that could in any way affect the proceedings in this matter as the counts are read in the verdict. And I expect to maintain order and decorum as has been the case throughout this trial with those in attendance. So please keep that in mind once we get to this stage of these proceedings. So with that in mind, if the jurors are ready, they can be seated.
All rise, please. Jury's all present, got for Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bailiff. Please be seated. All right, the court will note that we had alternate jurors that were excused upon deliberations. So now the remaining 12 jurors who have deliberated are here and appear to all be properly seated. Will counsel stipulate that the jury is all present and properly seated from the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Will the defense will stipulate?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, at this time, the court will inquire then from the jury. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yeah.
Very well. If you have the verdict form, I'd ask the bailiff bring that over here and we'll have it brought to the clerk to be read. All right, the court has reviewed the verdict form, find that it's been properly completed, signed and dated, so at this time I'll direct the clerk to please read the verdict into the record. The defendant would please rise.
In the District Court of the 7th Judicial District of the State of Idaho, in and for the County of Fremont, State of Idaho plaintiff versus Lori Noreen Vallow, aka Lori Noreen Daybell, defendant, case number CR 22211624. Verdict. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn to try the above entitled action for our verdict, unanimously answer the questions submitted to us as follows. Question number 1. In regards to count 1 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty. Question number 2. In regards to count 2 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan? Answer, guilty. Question number 3, in regards to count 3 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty. Question number 4, in regards to count 4 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow? Answer, guilty. Question number 5. In regards to count 5 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tammy Daybell? Answer, guilty. Question number 6, in regards to count 7 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of grand theft? Answer, guilty. Dated this 12th day of May, 2023, signed by the presiding officer.
All right, please be seated. Madam Clerk, thank you for reading the verdict into the record. At this time, let me just inquire of the jury, is this in fact your true and correct verdict?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Let me ask now from counsel, does the state wish to have the jury polled?
We do not, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the jury will be polled at this time. Madam Clerk, if you would please indicate only by juror numbers of each of the jurors if this is their true and correct verdict individually.
Juror number 4, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror number 5, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 6, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 8, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 9, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 10, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 12, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 14, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 15, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 16, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The court does find it's a unanimous verdict in this case, so I will direct the clerk to record the verdict into the record of this case. I'll now have a closing jury instruction for our jurors and also those alternate jurors that are in attendance today. You have now completed your duties as jurors in this case and are discharged with the sincere thanks of this court. The question may arise as to whether you may discuss this case with the attorneys or with anyone else. For your guidance, the court instructs you that whether you talk to the attorneys or to anyone else is entirely your own decision. It is proper for you to discuss this case if you want to, but you are not required to do so, and you may choose not to discuss the case with anyone at all. If you choose to talk to someone about the case, you may tell them as much or little as you like about your deliberations or the facts that influenced your decision. If you decide to discuss the case with anyone, you should be careful to respect the privacy and feelings of your fellow jurors. You should limit your comments to your own perceptions and feelings. If anyone persists in discussing the case over your objections or becomes critical of your service either before or after any discussion has begun, please report that to me. At this time, then, the court offers its sincere thanks to the jurors. I appreciate your patience and attentiveness throughout this lengthy trial. I also thank you again for upholding your important civic duty as jurors in this case. I'd also like to thank the attorneys who tried this case for your professionalism throughout the proceedings and in the pretrial motions that came before trial. At this time, then, the court will discuss briefly sentencing in this case. In Idaho, pursuant to Title 19, Chapter 25, a report is required to be prepared before sentencing called a pre-sentence investigation report. In a typical case, that report takes at least 2 months to prepare. In a case such as this, it will likely take longer. The court will inquire as to a pre-sentence investigator for the time frame required to prepare the report in this case. Upon getting an estimation, then the court will reach out to counsel for determining a date for sentencing. I'll just advise everyone that will likely be, I'm thinking, at least 3 months probably before that sentencing can be scheduled to have the report completed. The court will also advise at this time then, upon conclusion of the proceedings, the defendant will be remanded back to custody of the Ada County Sheriff at this time to be transferred to the Fremont County Sheriff for further proceedings in Fremont County for sentencing. The court will also instruct the clerk to collect any of the jurors' notes pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 24.1A. At this time, then, the court will ask that the jurors and any alternates in attendance be excused from the courtroom, and I am going to direct that all in attendance here remain seated until such time as the jurors have been completely exited from the courtroom. And in addition, I'll let the jurors know there is additional information you'll be receiving through the court administration offices on your way out as you leave today. So again, thank you for your service. Court will be adjourned. And Mr. Bailiff, if you could have all rise for the jury.
All rise, please.
All right, thank you, counsel. Thank you, everyone, for your decorum this afternoon. Court is adjourned.
Judge, when would you like me to open the doors for?
Well, that ended abruptly, didn't it? Oh my gosh, guilty on all charges, guys. Guilty on all charges. I have to say, I'm so relieved. I was really worried that they wouldn't think that the state proved her guilt. So I took a screenshot of her face. I'm going to put it up on the screen really fast. you know, as smug as she was when Nate Eaton was asking her where her children were, this look is what we've all been waiting for all of these long 3 years. We have been waiting for this. And we've had a great 2 weeks for justice for Gannon and now justice for JJ and Tylee and also for Tammy. But the kids. And I think that, look at her face. Look at that look, you guys. Total opposite of the Lori we've seen for 3 years. Yeah, they do, Prepper. No wonder your wife makes shitty meatloaf. I'd make you shitty meatloaf too. But yeah, when Nate Eaton was saying, you know, people are praying for your children, and she said, that's great. That's great. So even though I was worried, I am very, very happy with the jury and their verdict. It is not a death penalty case, no. They took the death penalty off the table. Now, Chad is still up against the death penalty. So will he be offered a plea deal? He may not even be offered a plea deal. So Chad Daybell's trial is scheduled for June of 2024. No, Mandy Joe, Chad's kids believe that he was framed. She literally looks like a man. She looks awful. Yeah, Lori is very self-absorbed, but Lori was raised by very self-absorbed people who are also, in my opinion, very dangerous. But where do we draw the line? We can't make excuses for grown individuals based on, you know, how they were raised or who they were raised by or what happened to them when they were raised. There comes a point in your life, I mean, she was married to a non-Mormon. She knew right from wrong. At some point, she knew right from wrong. And we can't make excuses for people like this. You don't get a free pass just because you had fucked up parents to do the things that she has done to so many lives. To so many lives. Yeah, her days are gone from strutting around on stage in her cowboy boots, in her short shorts, in her cowboy hat. Her Wheel of Fortune days are in the history now of Lori Vallow. Exactly, Jammers. A lot of people have had, you know, bad upbringings or less than perfect upbringings, and it doesn't give you a free pass to be an asshole. I know. And Chad Daybell, like, what? See, that's what I don't get. This woman had, like, attractive husbands, and then she falls for Chad Daybell. I just feel like there was more in it for her. There was something else that made her, because she just doesn't seem like a dumb person to me. I feel like she knows exactly what she did. She knows exactly what went on. She knows exactly how she manipulated Alex. And I believe they killed Alex in some way, shape, or form. They made sure that Alex was not able to speak. Exactly, Mama Bear. Yeah, the other one is still down, Tiffany. Orange is the new storm. Yeah, so now it's justice for Charles. So now I think she's going to have to go to Arizona, and I don't know where that case stands. So we're going to have to wait and see. But oh my gosh, I am just like relieved. I'm glad that Letitia was found guilty, and I'm glad Lori was found guilty. Hey, Flo. So Lori Vallow Daybell found guilty on all counts. All of them. First degree murder, conspiracy, fraud, the whole bit. And the death of her children. She was even found guilty of conspiracy to kill Tammy. Because this bish married Tammy's husband less than 2 weeks after she died. So we got this right. The jury's got it right on both these cases. Amen. Hallelujah. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. And I hope that Larry Woodcock can find some peace, because he does not look well, you guys, and I think it's killed him. I think it's taken the literal life out of that man. Alex is cremated. Yep, there's no exhuming his body. So he's a done deal. They ruled it natural. I appreciate you, Tiffany. It was all about money for her. But now we have justice. Even though those kids should still be here. Poor Tylee. I heard, you know that video of her and her girlfriend singing Taylor Swift, the Romeo song, whatever? I heard that on the radio yesterday, and I thought, God, just so sad that Tylee at one point in her young life was singing songs with her best friend, making videos, and while her mom was concocting her murder. You know, I just think of that. It's just eerie to me. That poor girl deserved so much better. She really did. Chad's a cooked goose. Chad's chins are done. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to end this and leave it there. And I just want to thank you guys all for your support. Again, for helping me get up here to Michigan. I am thoroughly, my heart is full. So that's all I can say. Tiffany, Angie Riley, welcome to the lounge. Thank you, Tiffany, for donating that. Yeah, I mean, that was her mom. She looked up to her mom. Her mom was pretty, you know. And when you listen to my interview with Echo, Lori's friend Echo, and her daughter was best friends with Tylee, she said those girls loved Lori. Her daughter loved Lori. Her daughter would hang out with Lori with Tylee not even around. Crazy. I agree, Finn. I know, Mary. Tylee could have been something amazing. I think it's amazing though that we got to hear how she reacted to these weirdos. You know what I mean? She rolled her eyes at Melanie Gibb. I say go Tylee, because at least Tylee was strong enough to know that was wrong. She was a better individual in her 16, 17 years than her mother in her 50 years. So I hope that all you guys have a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. Wonderful, wonderful. I will get everything up and I'll let you guys know what the schedule is for Monday. So be looking for the community post and the event to go up. So thank you guys so much. Justice for Tylee and JJ. And I can't dance it out. I don't have my dance out music. So this is going to end abruptly. Like I'm going to go out like Judge Boyce. I'll see you guys soon. Take care and stay safe. Happy Mother's Day. And to all the fathers, we might have single fathers here. Happy Mother's Day to you fathers pulling double duty, because there are men out there that pull double duty. All right, you guys, stay safe.